Today we are talking about the early warning system, very good project which helps, and I quote, in dissemination and communication concerns, communicating the risk, information and warnings in a way that is clear and understandable. That is from Wikipedia. This early warning system was presented in Pretoria, South Africa by one John Mwebe of International Accountability Project.
We were going to the bank that has to finance this project. And we also support broader trends. Now, supporting broader trends is what we were talking about in the meeting. Where do we see development mostly going? In our countries, where is development, where is this money mostly?
John Mwebe is a program coordinator at the International Accountability Project in Uganda. International Accountability Project is a human rights advocacy organization that seeks to end forced eviction and create a practice that respects people's homes, environment, and human rights. Up to that end, before we get into the discussions, first let us go into a photo session and then later move in direct into the discussions. Welcome to the photo session.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please turn around the name tag so we see black. We want to see the black. There we go. That's it. So you don't forget who you are. And thank you to you who have volunteered. So now, we will ask you to please look into the camera, and we want a nice smile. Take off. Up. Okay. So here we go. And 1, 2, 3. Let's do another one. We'll do 3. Just do like the eyes open. Okay. 1. Oh yes. Okay. Then you remain. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And for the Chinese, here we go. Ching chong chai. There we go. There. Remain, please. We have many other requests. So. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Thank you. And one more. Yeah, ching. Let's all go together. Ching chong chai. Anytime now. Yes. And another one. I promise this is the last one. Oops. Why is this one doing this? It's kind of cropping. It's not a very big photograph that I have to. Oops, low battery. Sorry.
Thank you. You know the problem is that behind it. You can't see the people. But even to go, really get the icon.
Yes. No, it's not borrowing so much. There's Guinea-Conakry, there's Guinea-Bissau, there's Guinea. Then there's Equatorial Guinea. There are so, you're talking, I need earphones. Your English is hard. Eh?
Okay, so
you want me to translate that too?
From English
So
to
John,
English.
let me go slow. Let me go slow. So we do almost the same thing in Liberia, but what you have provided is that you are almost ahead of us. And what do I mean by that? So for us, we have to depend on the release of the environmental social impact assessment first, and then the contract. So we go back to the communities and talk to them on the contract. Then so the contract side between the government and the company, and then we use the environmental social impact assessment to understand the impact of that project on the communities. So that is almost the same thing, but it's because we already wait for the government to release this information before we can have it. So what you are providing is to go ahead and get the information even before it can reach home. And if that is the case, then it puts our communities in a better position, like he said, to engage with the process of the concession before it can even occur. Because what we have is that the contracts are awarded first before the community can know about it. The environmental social impact assessment are already drafted, so that they don't even reach home. And so for most environmental social impact assessment that the IFC can approve, communities are not even aware of them.
Wow.
So this is a very golden opportunity for all of us, to be able to follow these projects. And I can tell you for Liberia, we put for ourselves forward to be able to accelerate our campaign to reach to more communities.
Thank you so much.
Saying earlier on today, with this kind of information, all we just need is just another page to know all the companies that are operating World Bank projects.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is a fantastic.
Provide information, or they will always send you back to the link which already has 1901 or which already has scanty information. But the other banks are responsive in providing the information. They take time. They always take a window of 3 weeks. 3 weeks to a month, so they take time.
And then share it with the community. They also share, is it effective for you to take that action? But then also, because we are whispering to each other, secondly, how do you manage the community's expectations? So if you begin a certain conversation and you don't come back with the information in time, how do you manage that? Because then communities can also get tired if you're not getting the information they want for the advocacy.
That you've seen the 8 cases, 4 of them were able to get information before the bank has approved the project. What we need simply is to have the communities respond, do a research, get their level of knowledge of the project. That's simply it. That preliminary information is just enough. The team from the Compliance Advisor Ombudsman tells you that for us, we don't even need you to be so sure of our role in this. We only want you to report a case, and we shall do the research ourselves. So for us, what we do is we go out, get the basic information, community level of this knowledge. We don't even have to take them through a rigorous process of ascertaining and what. So that's how early we do it. So we've had projects that we've intervened before even the approval by the bank. But I'll tell you that managing community expectations is also challenging. Because you see, most of these projects, as long as you intervene, they take a political turn. You get the challenge. They take a political turn. So you have to address very many things more than just the rights violations that will happen. About this project, do you know that you're going to be affected? If they even don't know that they're going to be affected, and you're saying you consulted them, you let them know how they would be affected, and these are the remedies, then it means you didn't consult them. Why do we even have to look at the remedies when they don't know how they are going to be affected? That's when we go back to the national government and tell them there's a problem. And if they're not willing to listen, then we can always go to the financial.
What about Is Chinese investment included in this?
We are not tracking any Chinese banks yet because we can't get information from their banks. but it's something we are looking at. We have the Africa Development Bank, the sector. We have the disclosure date, the date this project was disclosed. We have the board date, the date when they will determine when this project will be approved. We have the project status. Now, most of these banks provide information when they've already approved these projects. But the World Bank mostly provides, and IFC provide when they haven't yet approved. And also the European Investment Bank. But the African Development Bank, they've always after approval. So that's what he was saying. At times you get when they've already approved. Some of these banks, so like this project was under appraisal. We talk of the province where it will be, then we go to the project description. Now, you see the project description information is always in the project information document. So you can always get it. Then we get the contact information. Now, when we are talking about the accountability mechanism for that bank, okay? So that someone can know the contact information, but also the accountability mechanism for that bank. From there, we go ahead. We go to the documents. For the documents, this system of ours pulls the documents from the system directly. You don't have to come and upload. But then, also many banks do not provide much of this document. So what we do is we go to the link. You go to their website. You get the information on their website. So you use that link and you post it here. But for the World Bank at IFC, they provide all the documents, the resettlement plan and everything. So you put them directly in here. So you get that and you get that information. From there, we go to the analysis. In the analysis, there is a partner organization for this project. Now, I just have to go back here and look at Guinea. This is a project in Guinea. Okay? This is not complete. I'm still working on it. This is a project in Guinea. Meaning, I have to go back here to the outreach. I put partner organizations in Guinea. So that's why I put your partner organizations, and if I've contacted you, and that's how it works. So I go back here, and if you